Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to Light IC. I'm your host, Tommy Cunningham. Today, what I would like to talk about is about um, a little bit about how YouTube has changed my life on doing videos throughout my throughout the year of 2022. And I got to tell you guys something. Like, holy cow, this has changed my life. And I feel number one, there's like different radio stuff that I like to listen to. Number two, there's different people that I like to follow. Plus, also we can look into doing some different radio stuff sometimes. Plus, which I thought, which was really kind of neat. Um, like you guys probably already know, at the beginning of this year, um, I um, I'm talking about in the month of May, I got to go on a cruise, and this wasn't any other cruise. I got to go on a Carnival Legend cruise, and I got to video. Who doesn't get to do that? And I'm like really just excited. Plus, also looking around like at the different radio stuff goes inside these different towns. Like for instance, like when I went over there to Baltimore and I checked out the Live Casino and Hotel, I got to tell you some. Holy cow, that place was big. That place was mature. Plus, some other stuff that I thought which was really kind of neat. While I was over there on the Carnival Legend, I thought the people were really nice on there. Sometimes, sometimes on there, you guys can go on like a little bit of a radio frequency dial, which is a really kind of neat, which that's the part where I brung my Uniden BC 125 AT, and I almost regretted it. Plus, listening into the different radio stuff that they got from all around. Now, also looking into more and more different areas they got, for instance. They got, for instance, number one, they got radio frequencies that is inside different towns, which they are completely trunked, which I thought, which is really kind of nice. But over there in some towns, which I think, which is kind of weird, like for instance, the following: Clay County, Vigo County, Sullivan County, Greene County, Indiana. Now, all of those counties are currently still using a conventional radio system, which I thought, okay, so you guys got the conventional radio system, and you guys are willing to go a little further in using like a way more better radio scanner, and I think, okay, all right, so right there, that's the first step. You guys gotta look into like what your radio scanner can handle. You guys gotta look inside what can it listen to? Like what are your favorite stuff you guys like to listen to? Like for instance, the following. Plus like also plus like also looking around like at the different stuff. They got for instance like number one they got different areas that you guys can listen to. Like for instance, they um, they also got, which is like also looking around, like at so very, very, very many different places, which is really kind of nice. They can also like do more in more like different areas, which is really kind of neat. Which like also, but like also looking at the different radio stuff that is inside, like for instance, Bloomington, Indiana, they're starting to go DMR, and I'm like, you guys need to go back to LTR because that's the only way for people to use a good radio scanner. Okay. Plus, like for instance, I'm kind of understanding why they don't want to go back to that. It's probably because they don't have like so much they can listen to like inside like a single minute. Okay? So like right there. So like right there. That's the part that we're gonna talk about for just 1 minute. Okay? So like for instance, you guys are wanting to do like bring your radio scanner over to like your own trip. In a couple stuff that I recommend you guys do is like for instance like number one is go look around your different places that you guys can go find out, which also this place also got like lots and lots of different stuff you guys can listen to. They got their own country station if you guys like that. They also got their own different radio frequencies, which is really kind of nice. Like for instance right here, 153.395 Motorola and Fixed Base are both the Branson Airport. So like also they got one, for instance, they got a couple on here for their police. Now, just to give you guys like a little thinking, these different places are currently turning back, okay? These places are turning back from like using like a good different radio scanner. So like the radio scanners I'm talking about is like for instance the older kind, like the Baofeng UV5R, the what's the other one? The BC125 AT. Every single one of those you guys can pick up on these radio channels, okay? Plus, like, also, if you guys don't have a radio scanner, you guys are wanting to listen to it on your phone, you guys got, for instance, like, Scanner Radio on like the app, on like Samsung, you guys got Broadcastified, you guys got all those. Which on Broadcastified, you guys probably don't need an account. But if you guys are planning to stream like a radio scanner, that's what I recommend you guys do. Plus, like, also you guys are wanting to go, like, for instance, out of state, and like, for instance, let's just say Florida. And Florida uses almost like everything there is turning over to P25, except for like the counties of the following. I'm not saying anything bad, so if you got just a disclaimer. Plus, like, number one, that right there is Brevard County. Brevard County uses like an EDAC system, which if you guys go up in county to like Volusia County uses an EDAC system in an in like, for instance, a streaming platform, which I think which is really kind of neat. It's like also looking around like at their different radio stuff. So they got, for instance, like looking around on here a little bit more, they got the Bass Pro Shop you guys can listen to. They got the Boutique Hotel Services, which like, for instance, they have the Branson Mountain Adventure, which, like, for instance, like looking around, like at the different radio stuff that these different places have, they got, for instance, like they got this radio scanner on here, which I think which is really kind of nice. Plus, like, also you guys can do like little bits of help on like these radio scanners too. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. If you guys liked it, make sure you guys give it a big thumbs up. And if you guys are new to my channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, ding that notification bell. I'm going to be talking about some more stuff about living in Indiana. And also stuff about my life. If you guys need like a little bit of help, please make sure you guys talk to your local facilities. Thank you, have a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.